Have you ever wondered why some people in their late 70s still move with the energy of someone 20 years younger, while others struggle to rise from a chair? It's not luck, it's not genetics. It comes down to one thing: what they do with their muscles every single day. Most people assume aging is just a slow, inevitable decline, that losing strength, balance, and mobility is simply part of growing older. But what if that's not true? What if the difference between a life of energy and a life of limitation isn't age at all, but action? The way you move or don't move every day determines the way your body ages. Think about that for a moment. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights. The secret lies in how you use the muscles that keep you upright, balanced, and capable. When you watch someone in their 70s or 80s walking briskly, carrying groceries, or bending to pick up their grandchild, you're seeing the result of a simple truth. Muscles are the guardians of youth. They are your body's armor. They protect your bones, support your joints, regulate your metabolism, and keep your heart strong. And yet, for most people, the first thing to go after 60 is not flexibility or endurance, it's muscle. The medical term is sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that starts quietly, sometimes as early as our 40s, but accelerates dramatically after 70. You don't feel it right away. It begins subtly, stairs feel steeper, standing up takes a little longer, balance becomes trickier. You chalk it up to just getting older, but beneath the surface, your body is sending a warning: use your strength or lose it. That's why some people, even at 75 or 80, still walk with confidence and power. They've kept their muscles alive through consistent, intentional movement. Others, who spend most of their time sitting, watching, waiting, they unknowingly allow their body's strongest system to fade away. Here's the truth that surprises many today: the human body doesn't stop building muscle just because you're older. It only stops when you stop challenging it. Research from top medical journals and exercise physiology studies confirms this. Even people in their 80s and 90s can rebuild muscle strength and density with the right kind of movement. Your body is more adaptable than you've been led to believe. So when you see that vibrant 78-year-old walking tall, standing with poise, smiling with energy, you're not seeing someone who got lucky. You're seeing someone who's made a choice to keep moving, to keep using their muscles, to keep living fully. The key difference between the person who ages gracefully and the one who struggles isn't found in their DNA, it's found in their daily habits. Because every movement you make is a message to your body saying, I still need this. And your body listens. It responds by preserving what you use and letting go of what you neglect. That's why this one exercise, the simple act of standing up and sitting down, carries so much power. It's more than motion. It's a signal, a conversation between your will and your body's design. A daily reminder that strength doesn't disappear with time, it disappears with inactivity. So the next time you see someone your age or older moving with vitality, don't assume it's luck. Remember, it's a result of deliberate effort, of treating every step, every stand, every motion as an investment in life itself. Because aging isn't the enemy, inactivity is. Walking is good, it's gentle, rhythmic, and keeps your heart active. But if you're over 75, walking alone is not enough to keep your body young. Because the truth is, the most dangerous loss with age isn't memory, it's muscle. The gradual fading of strength that silently steals independence. That's what leads to the fall, the fracture, the walker, the wheelchair. But it doesn't have to be that way. Walking keeps the blood flowing. Yes, but it doesn't challenge your muscles enough to rebuild them. It's like idling an engine. The car stays on, but it's not really moving anywhere. After 75, your body needs more than movement. It needs resistance. Muscles thrive on challenge, on the slight struggle that tells them, stay strong, stay ready. Without that signal, they begin to shrink. A process so slow and silent, most people don't notice until it's too late. You can walk miles each week, yet still lose the ability to stand up without using your hands. That's not because you're walking wrong. It's because walking doesn't load your muscles enough to maintain true strength. Think of walking as maintenance, not progress. It keeps the engine running, but doesn't upgrade the parts. And when it comes to aging, we need upgrades. We need to train the body to resist gravity, not just move through it. Imagine your muscles as the scaffolding that supports your entire body. When that scaffolding weakens, even simple things, climbing stairs, getting out of bed, stepping off a curb, become challenges. You start to move more cautiously, not because you want to, but because you have to. That's how independence fades. Not in one dramatic moment, but in thousands of small ones, each time your body says, I can't quite do that anymore. But the truth is you can reverse it. The science is clear. Muscle loss is not a one-way street. Even at 75, 80, or 90, your body still responds to strength training. When you challenge your muscles, they come back to life, firmer, stronger, more capable. Studies from leading universities have shown that older adults who perform targeted resistance movements not only regain strength, but also improve balance, coordination, and even brain function. Walking, wonderful as it is, can't do that alone. It's a start, but it's not the finish line. If walking is your foundation, resistance is your structure, and when you add that structure, everything changes. You stand taller, you move with purpose, you trust your body again. So no, walking isn't bad, but walking alone won't protect you from what truly steals your freedom in later life, the loss of muscle. That's why there's one exercise, surgeon approved and life tested, that does more for your health, stability, and confidence than walking ever could. It doesn't require a treadmill, a park, perfect weather. All it requires is you, your body, your will, and a single chair. There's one exercise, simple and surgeon approved, that beats walking for longevity and strength. It's the sit to stand movement. The act of standing up from a chair and sitting back down repeatedly with control sounds almost too simple, right? But it's the foundation of life. Every time you rise, you tell your muscles, I'm still here, I'm still strong. Think about how many times you perform this movement every single day without realizing it. Getting up from the breakfast table, standing from the couch, leaving the car, or rising from bed. It's one of the most basic motions we perform as humans, yet it's also one of the first we begin to lose when muscle weakness sets in. That's why this single exercise holds such power. It's not just about fitness, it's about reclaiming independence. The sit to stand works nearly every major muscle group in the lower body. Your quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, and core, the same muscles that allow you to walk, climb stairs, and maintain balance. When those muscles weaken, daily life starts to shrink. People stop going out as much because standing feels hard. They avoid stairs because it's uncomfortable. But strengthening these exact muscles through the sit to stand can reverse that process, giving you back freedom of movement. Surgeons and rehabilitation specialists often prescribe this simple movement to patients recovering from joint replacements or long hospital stays. Why? Because it targets what really matters: functional strength. It teaches your body how to move well again. Walking keeps your heart beating, but the sit to stand reminds your body how to rise, how to stabilize, how to live. Now, here's what's remarkable. This exercise doesn't just strengthen muscles. It activates your balance system, challenges your coordination, and even stimulates your cardiovascular system. Each time you stand, your heart rate gently rises, your lungs expand, and blood flows powerfully through your legs. You're not just training muscles, you're training the entire system that keeps you upright and alert. Many older adults underestimate the importance of that. They say, oh, I walk every day, I don't need to exercise. But walking doesn't teach your body to lift your own weight against gravity. This does. That's why it's often called a functional movement. It mimics real life, and that's why it delivers real results. The best part, you don't need a gym or equipment, just a sturdy chair and your determination. Start small, maybe 3 or 4 repetitions, done slowly and with control. Sit tall, feet flat, push through your heels, rise to a full stand, and then lower yourself gently back down. Feel your legs engage, your balance shift, your core tighten to support you. That's your body remembering its strength. Over time, as you grow stronger, increase the number of repetitions or try doing it without using your hands for support. You'll notice it. Stairs become easier. Getting up from bed feels smoother. Walking feels lighter. This simple movement trains your body to trust itself again. So, yes, it looks easy, but behind its simplicity lies power. The power to restore independence, confidence, and vitality. Every time you perform it, you're not just standing up from a chair. You're standing up for your health, your strength, your life. Think about it. Every meal, every trip to the bathroom, every moment you stand to greet a loved one. It starts with this one motion. And when you strengthen this movement, you strengthen life itself. Doctors and physical therapists worldwide call it the longevity lift because it trains your legs, your core, and your balance all at once. It improves circulation, protects joints, and fires up your metabolism even more efficiently than walking does. The sit to stand is not just an exercise, it's a symbol of self-sufficiency. It represents your body's ability to respond, to move, to rise when life calls you to act. It's the purest form of functional strength and the foundation of every motion that gives your days purpose and freedom. When you practice this movement, you're investing in your independence. The ability to live on your terms without relying on others for the small things that make life rich and dignified. One of the most overlooked aspects of aging is how much independence is tied to movement. When someone can no longer stand up easily, they often start avoiding activities they once loved: cooking, gardening, even going out with friends. Gradually, the world starts to feel smaller. With each repetition of the sit to stand, that world begins to open again. Strength brings confidence, and confidence brings life back into motion. I've seen it happen countless times. A 78-year-old man who struggled to stand without help starts doing 5 sit to stands a day. Within weeks, he's doing 10. A month later, he's walking upstairs again, smiling because he feels control returning to his legs. His posture changes, not just physically, but emotionally. There's a quiet pride that comes from taking back what time tried to take away. It's not magic, it's science and consistency. The body responds to demand. The moment you ask it to do more, it adapts, muscles rebuild, balance recalibrates, the nervous system sharpens its signals. Even the brain responds. Studies show that functional strength exercises like the sit to stand improve coordination and cognitive resilience. Movement keeps the brain alive as much as it keeps the body strong. And here's the beautiful truth: it's never too late to begin. Even if you've been sedentary for years, your body still remembers how to move. It's wired for recovery, for growth, for life. You don't need perfection, you just need persistence. The first time might feel shaky. That's okay. Every movement is progress. Every repetition is a reminder that you're capable of change. The sit to stand isn't about building massive muscles or chasing records. It's about rebuilding your relationship with strength, the kind that lets you live, not just survive. It's the bridge between aging and vitality, between dependence and freedom. Every time you rise from that chair, you're sending a message not just to your body, but to your spirit: I am not done yet. When most people think about joint health, they imagine movement that's light, easy, and low impact, like walking. But here's the truth that surprises many: your joints don't stay healthy because you avoid using them. They stay healthy because you strengthen the muscles that support them. Weak muscles mean unstable joints, and unstable joints mean pain, stiffness, and injury. That's why the sit to stand movement is far more protective for your knees, hips, and back than endless walking ever could be. Every time you rise from a chair, your muscles act like shock absorbers. They take pressure off the joints, distribute weight evenly, and prevent the grinding friction that comes from poor alignment. Walking is good for circulation, yes, but it doesn't build that protective cushion of strength around your joints. The sit to stand, on the other hand, teaches your body how to move in harmony. Knees tracking over feet, hips shifting back, spine staying tall. It's not just exercise, it's re-education for your body. Surgeons often tell their older patients this: strong muscles mean happy joints. Because when your muscles do their job, your joints don't have to suffer. That's why people who regularly perform resistance movements like the sit to stand often report less knee pain, fewer hip problems, and greater mobility overall. The body thrives when every part is doing its share of the work. Think about it like this: your joints are the hinges of your body. The stronger the frame around those hinges, the smoother they move. The weaker the frame, the more those hinges creak and strain. When you build leg and core strength, you stabilize your foundation, and everything above it benefits. Even your posture improves, taking pressure off your spine and shoulders. Now, here's the fascinating part: movement creates nourishment. When you flex and extend your joints under controlled strength, you pump vital nutrients into the cartilage, the soft tissue that cushions your bones. This natural pumping action keeps your joints hydrated and resilient. Without that, cartilage dries out, becomes brittle, pain sets in. So every time you stand up and sit down with intention, you're literally feeding your joints life, giving fluid. Many people believe their joint pain means they should rest more, but in most cases, the opposite is true. The right kind of movement heals. Not aggressive, not reckless, but mindful, consistent, supported strength. The sit to stand gives you exactly that. It keeps you moving without pounding your joints, without risk, without needing fancy machines. The truth is, your body craves strength because strength creates stability. And stability is what keeps your joints safe for the long haul. So the next time your knees ache or your hips feel stiff, don't fear movement. Teach them to move better. Rise from that chair slowly, purposefully. Let your muscles do the work they were designed to do. That's how you protect your joints, not by walking more miles, but by moving with more intention and strength. It's easy to think of muscle exercises as something that only benefit your strength or balance, but here's what most people overlook: the sit To stand movement can dramatically improve your heart health and metabolism even at 75 and beyond. It's not just about the legs, it's about waking up the entire body. When you rise and sit repeatedly, your heart rate increases in short, powerful bursts, almost like interval training. This trains your cardiovascular system to pump blood more efficiently, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body, especially your brain and muscles. The beauty of this exercise lies in its simplicity. You don't need to walk miles or spend hours on a treadmill to support your heart. A few rounds of sit to stand each day can create a meaningful increase in circulation and oxygen flow. Each repetition sends a message to your body: stay active, stay alive. It's a small movement with a big metabolic reward. The more muscles you activate, the more calories your body burns, even long after you've finished the exercise. And here's the fascinating part: muscle is one of the body's most powerful metabolic engines. The more you maintain or rebuild it, the more efficiently your body handles blood sugar, fat, and energy. That's why older adults who keep their muscles strong have lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, and metabolic disorders. The sit to stand is like flipping a switch that reignites your metabolism from within. You're not just moving, you're teaching your body to burn energy better, to use oxygen smarter, to stay younger longer. It also boosts circulation to the lower body, an area that often suffers from poor blood flow as we age. Swollen legs, cold feet, fatigue when standing too long can all be signs of sluggish circulation. This exercise reverses that by getting the large leg muscles contracting, which helps push blood back toward the heart. It's your own built-in pump system reactivated. And because this movement strengthens your diaphragm and posture, you naturally start to breathe deeper, pulling more oxygen into your lungs and heart. You feel more awake, more alive, more capable. The combination of improved heart function, better oxygen delivery, and stronger metabolism gives your whole body a sense of renewal. That's why doctors and geriatric specialists recommend resistance-based movements like the sit to stand for older adults, not just for muscle, but for metabolic youth. Each repetition keeps your internal systems tuned and your heart young. So the next time you stand up from your chair, realize what's really happening. Your heart is beating stronger, your blood is flowing faster, your metabolism is reawakening. You're not just exercising, you're rejuvenating. And that's what keeps your body not only moving, but truly alive. People think exercise is only about the body, the muscles, the joints, the heart. But the sit to stand movement holds a secret far greater than physical fitness. It strengthens the mind. Every time you rise from that chair, you're training more than your legs. You're rebuilding your confidence, your stability, and your belief in your own ability to keep living fully. As we age, one of the greatest fears isn't illness, it's falling. The fear of losing balance, of being hurt, of becoming dependent. That fear quietly eats away at confidence, often leading people to move less, stay seated longer, and trust their bodies less and less. But here's the truth: the less you move, the less capable your body becomes, and the fear only grows stronger. The sit to stand breaks that cycle. It teaches your body and your mind that you can still rely on yourself. Each controlled rise builds physical balance, yes, but it also rebuilds mental balance. When you stand tall, even after feeling weak or unsure, something powerful happens inside. You prove to yourself that you're not fragile, you're adaptable. You're capable. That small act of standing without fear sends a wave of assurance through your nervous system, telling your brain, I am safe in my own body. Psychologists often talk about the mind-body connection, and this movement is a perfect example of it. As your muscles grow stronger, your sense of security grows too. Confidence returns. That quiet anxiety about falling begins to fade. You start to walk with more purpose, to sit down and stand up without hesitation. This confidence doesn't just make movement easier, it makes life richer, because when you're not afraid to move, you start saying yes to more things again, yes to going out, yes to seeing friends, yes to living. Even more fascinating, the sit to stand triggers chemical changes in the brain. Physical exertion releases endorphins, natural mood boosters that fight depression and anxiety. Movement also improves blood flow to the brain, sharpening focus, memory, and reaction time. Studies show that older adults who engage in regular resistance movements often feel more alert, motivated, and emotionally stable. They sleep better, think clearer, and carry a deeper sense of control over their daily lives. And there's something profoundly spiritual about it too. Rising from a chair can feel symbolic, a small, physical act that mirrors something deeper inside you. Each time you stand, you're standing against decline, against fear, against doubt. You're reminding yourself that you still have power, that life still has movement left in it. So yes, the sit to stand is a strength exercise, but it's also a confidence exercise, a courage exercise, a belief exercise. It teaches your brain what your heart already knows, that you are still capable of growth no matter your age. Because the moment you choose to rise, you're not just lifting your body, you're lifting your spirit. I've seen 75-year-olds who could barely stand without help start practicing this one exercise daily, and within weeks, they regained confidence. Their balance improved, their stride grew longer, and that spark of independence returned. Not because they walked more, but because they trained their body to rise. It's incredible how quickly the body responds when you give it the right signal. Many older adults think it will take months, even years, to see improvement. But the sit to stand proves otherwise. The muscles that control standing are large, powerful, and highly responsive. When you challenge them regularly, they adapt fast. You begin to notice small victories almost immediately. Less stiffness when you get out of bed, easier trips up the stairs, more control when reaching for something on a shelf. These small improvements compound. Confidence grows alongside strength. When you can rise from a chair without using your hands, you realize, I am capable. I can trust my body again, and that trust changes everything. Daily activities that once seemed daunting, walking up a curb, bending to tie shoes, reaching into a high cabinet, suddenly feel manageable. That spark of independence lights up, and suddenly, life feels wider, brighter, and more within your control. It's also a reminder of how resilient the human body really is. Even after years of inactivity or fear, your muscles respond when given a chance. You're never too old to rebuild strength, to reclaim your mobility, to rewrite the story of your later years. And the best part is you don't need anything complicated. No machines, no special gyms, no fancy equipment, just a chair, a little focus, and a willingness to move. The sit to stand is more than an exercise. It's a tool for reclaiming independence, a key to restoring confidence, and a daily declaration that age does not define you. Each repetition is a victory over fear, weakness, and hesitation. Each rise is proof that you are still capable, still alive, and still in charge of your life. So for anyone over 75 who feels strength slipping away, the message is clear: start rising, stand, sit, and rise again. Repeat. Your muscles, your balance, your confidence, and your freedom will follow. This is how vitality is reclaimed, one stand at a time. When you perform the sit to stand, you're not just building muscle, you're sending a signal to your entire body. We're still in the game. That message awakens your heart, your brain, your hormones, and your sense of purpose. It's a ripple effect that touches every system, every cell, every motion. Your body responds by strengthening, stabilizing, and energizing itself in ways that walking alone can't achieve. What's remarkable is how integrated the benefits are. As your legs grow stronger, your balance sharpens. As your core engages, your posture improves. As your circulation increases, your brain lights up with clarity and focus. This one simple movement addresses strength, mobility, coordination, and cardiovascular health all at once. It's a full body tune up, disguised as a humble repetition. Even more importantly, it's a daily practice that builds resilience. Each time you rise, you're practicing recovery, teaching your body to respond to challenge, fight gravity, to adapt. That resilience extends beyond your muscles. It seeps into your mindset, giving you courage to face other challenges, physical, mental, or emotional, with confidence. Many older adults underestimate the power of this simplicity. They chase elaborate workouts, expensive machines, or complicated routines, forgetting that the movements most essential to life are often the simplest. The sit to stand is a return to fundamentals, functional, purposeful, and deeply effective. It strengthens what truly matters: your ability to live independently, confidently, and fully. Remember, every stand is more than a repetition. It's a declaration that you refuse to surrender to weakness. Every rise reminds your body that it is capable, that vitality can persist, and that independence is not lost to age. Over 75, 80, or even 90, your body can still respond, adapt, and thrive if you give it the signal to do so. So rise, stand tall. Repeat. With each controlled movement, you reclaim more than strength. You reclaim your freedom, your confidence, and your life. Age may advance, but your power to stand, to move, and to live fully remains within you. This is the ultimate exercise, simple, profound, life-changing, and it begins with the courage to rise.